How to calculate FTE. If you have a mix of full-time and part-time employees, the full-time equivalent, FTE, lets you represents the full-time hours that all of the employees in your business work. FTEs are important for checking our metrics and determining tax statuses for your business, but luckily they're pretty easy to calculate on your own. Each full-time employee counts as one FTE. Add the hours worked by part-time employees to the hours worked by full-timers to get the total hours. Divide the total hours worked by the number of full-time hours for the given time period to find the FTE. Steps. You can find the FTE for any amount of time. To get FTE for the year, divide the total annual hours worked by 2080, which assumes a 40-hour work week for 52 weeks of the year. To calculate for the month, divide by 173.33, which is equivalent to 2080 hours divided by 12 months. For a 40-hour work week, a full-time employee that works 40 hours counts as one FTE. A part-time employee that works 20 hours a week counts as 0.5 FTE. If you add all of the weekly hours of your employees and divide it by the hours in the work week, you'll determine how many full-time equivalent employees your business has. You can find the FTE for any amount of time. To get FTE for the year, divide the total annual hours worked by 2080, which assumes a 40-hour work week for 52 weeks of the year. Add the hours together. 450 hours for 30 weeks plus 1,600 hours for 40 weeks equals 2,050 part-time hours for the year. Determine the hours worked by part-time employees. Full-time employees usually work 40 hours each week for over 120 days a year, but it also includes anyone who works more than 30 hours weekly. Add all of the hours from full-time workers together to use for your calculation. Multiply the hours by 52 weeks in a year to determine full-time annual hours. 52 weeks x 240 hours equals 12,480 annual full-time hours. Add the full-time hours to the part-time hours. The result you get is the total hours worked by all the employees in your business. Divide the total hours by the full-time hours. To calculate FTE for the year, divide the total hours by 2080, 8 hours a day x 5 days a week x 52 weeks a year. The result is the total full-time equivalent employees you have. Use FTEs to check eligibility for tax and health insurance policies. Some health insurance policies through the Affordable Care Act are only available to businesses that have certain FTEs. Compare employee FTEs to determine their efficiency. Check FTEs to see how many employees you need for a project. This is used to convert the hours worked by several part-time employees into the hours worked by full-time employees. Co-authored by Jill Newman is a certified public accountant, CPA, in Ohio with over 20 years of accounting experience. Co-authors, 16. To calculate FTE, identify the total number of hours worked by part-time employees during a particular time period. Then, calculate the total number of hours worked by full-time employees for that same time period. Add the hours worked by full-time and part-time employees together, then divide that number by the total hours worked by full-time employees to determine the FTE for that particular period.